Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In a recent video, we talked about how much money my business made on Teachers Pay Teachers in the year of 2021. And some people were asking if I could do a whole business report because, as you know, in addition to Teachers Pay Teachers, I also do things like make courses and I'm here on YouTube and I do all these different things that do provide a little bit of extra money. And a lot of people have asked, how much money I make from those. So in this video, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about my whole business, literally everything I do that makes money, except for my actual job, because I have one of those too. And so we're gonna go through it and see how much money each thing makes. Now, spoiler alert, they're not all super high. TPT is definitely the biggest chunk of my income. It's kind of that 80-20 rule where 20% of what you do makes up 80% of the outcome. And that's definitely true for me. Teachers Pay Teachers makes up most of the money in my business, but the other things do add up. And my personal philosophy is, every little bit helps. And so if you make, $1,000 here and $1,000 there, after a while you end up with, even more money. And so then I can use that to do all the important things I need to do in my life. So I don't mind it. And yeah. Now, as we go through, again, you'll notice that not everything is super high. You'll also notice that it's very much a lesson in where you put your energy. That is where you will reap the outcome, because I definitely have made a lot more money in the things that I have put my energy into, especially this year. So some of the things have very little amounts of money that came in, and that is a direct result of how much effort I put into them. So, I'm kind of okay with that, because where I put my effort is, where I put my money. And so not everything to me has to grow. Some things are things that I'm kind of like hanging on to and I want to change later on, or things that I'm not quite sure what I want to do with them, or whether or not I want to keep them or not. So there's just a lot going on. I counted 16 different sources of income, plus one that was a one-time deal that doesn't normally happen. So we've got a lot to talk about. So grab a cup of coffee and let's hop right on in. All right, friends, so I kind of chunked these out into different areas of my business. So we have like the Becca's Music Room area, we have the Becca's Teacherpreneur Academy, that's all of you area. And I kind of, did it that way so that we could have a little bit more organization. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 main chunks of my business that all kind of end up working together. And we're gonna go through each one of them. So I actually wanted to start with this business. So the Teacherpreneur Academy, that includes courses, that includes YouTube and books and ebooks and all of that kind of stuff. So a couple of things. In this YouTube channel, just this YouTube channel, on YouTube, I made $4,104.71 in 2021. So that's how much this YouTube brought in just from ads in front of videos or in the middle of videos. And so that's, not a ton. And I'm super open with that, because I feel like when people make a YouTube channel, they're like, oh, I have to get monetized. And the truth is, friends, monetization does not make you that much money unless you have a lot of subscribers. And if you're in a smaller niche like I am, that's probably not gonna happen. So, I mean, I'm very happy for my $4,000, and my kind of thing is I would do it either way. And so getting the money is better than doing it for free, because I would do it for free, and I did it for free for a really long time before I was monetized. But yeah, just again, monetization is not the best, most exciting thing ever on YouTube, is what I want to tell you. It's good, it's nice, it's helpful, but don't really get focused on it. Anyway, all of that to say, what I think you should do with your YouTube channel is lead it to products, especially if you have a TPT store. Lead your YouTube to your products, so that way you can sell your products, and that's going to be the best business model. That's something I have done on here, is I, have created courses. And so I have this YouTube channel. I also create courses about Teachers Pay Teachers, and I sell those. And from those, last year, I made $17,970. I cannot read this high of numbers. It's a little sad. So that, is a whole lot better than $4,000, and, combined gives me a, what, 21, 22 right around that little area. So that's, you know, that's a part-time job. That's not too shabby. In addition to that, I also have ebooks of my book, Level Up Your Teacher Business. And out of that, I made $931 from people just purchasing that one book, which I thought was pretty good. That goes along with my course, Level Up Your Teacher Business, so that also does help as well. I also do coaching. Now, last year, I didn't do coaching for most of the year because it was, I don't know if you feel like this, but 2021 was a crazy year. Like, there was a lot going on and things were crazy, and my business was, I was like working all the time. And so honestly, I only had coaching available for I think 2 months last year, because for most of it I had it shut down because I was working on a course, or I was, you know, going back to school, or this was happening, that was happening. It was just too much for me to think about having to be in a certain place at a certain time. So all of that to say, for coaching, I did make $455 in, you know, 2 or 3 months that I actually had it open. I think that's pretty good. This year, yes, I am planning to do more coaching, so I will leave a link to that down below if you would like a coaching session. Yes, it is available. Yes, there are spots open, and I will continue to make sure there are spots open. In addition to that, my books, which, update. The ebook is any of my ebooks, so I have 2. So that was Level Up Your Teacher Business, or there's a music book as well. Books on Amazon, which would be Level Up Your Teacher Business, or the music book, which is also available on Amazon, or The Happier Teacher Life. Out of those 3, on Amazon, I made $343.62. Which, by the way, is why I sell my ebooks on my own website instead of selling them through Kindle, because I made more money from my ebooks than I did with my physical books, because you end up keeping more of the profit than with Amazon. They take a big chunk because they have to, you know, print it and send it and all of that. So even though in my heart I much prefer actual physical books, the ebooks make me more money, which is a little bit painful. Anyway, so in that one chunk of my business, I made $23,804.33. So that's, you know, chunk number 1. That's what I consider to be like Becca's Teacherpreneur Academy is right there. In addition to that, I also started a new TPT shop a few years, in 2020, of course, it was in 2020, where I sell Bible resources. And so in that one, it's called Becca's Bible Class. I don't talk about it very much because I don't put a lot of effort into it, and therefore it doesn't do super amazingly well. But my main goal for this one is for it to be more of a side hustle where, you know, I get an idea, I make a product, I put it up, I might write a blog post about it, I might post about it on Instagram, but I am not consistent. I am not super great at this one. It's not one that I put in work day in and day out like my other one, and because of that, the money has definitely reflected that. I started in March of 2020, and in 2021, I made $2,129.29. So to put that in comparison, that was basically my first full year of this TPT shop, okay? In comparison, my first full year of my Becca's Music Room TPT shop brought in $7,800. So, I mean, I'm, you know, again, perfectly happy to get my $2,000, but it is, again, as you can see, where you put your time, that definitely makes a difference. And that's also a good example of the difference between treating your business like a business and treating it like a side hustle, because this is when I treat like a side hustle and it's, you know, paying like a side hustle, versus the other one was a business from day one. I have worked like pretty much every day for years in it, and I put that effort in. I'm always working on it. I'm always thinking about it. That's like my main thing, my main work priority, and so like that's definitely reflected in the amount of money I make. In addition to that, I do sell my Bible resources on my Etsy shop. There are a couple of other things on my Etsy shop as well, but they don't typically sell, so they're just kind of like sitting there, and I should probably take them down, but I haven't gotten that far. But in combination of the things that are, you know, like the paintings and stuff that's up there, the lettering, Bible verse lettering is on there, And the things from my TPT store, I made $301.20. So that's been nice because, again, I don't do like any marketing for that one. It just goes up, and if someone's on Etsy and they're looking for Noah's Ark printable Bible activities, then they can grab those. So in what I consider to be my Becca's Bible class chunk of business, that was $2,430.49. So there we are. Then in Becca's music room, that is my main chunk. That's what I put most of my effort into. That's what I consider to be basically my full-time job at this point, even though, yes, I do have a full-time actual teaching job all day, every day, in person, 40 hours a week. But this is really what I consider to be like my job. Like it's the most to me. We already talked about how on Teachers Pay Teachers, I made $58,322.49, which is excellent. That is much higher than last year when I made like 21 or something along those lines. It was between 20 and 25. Yeah, so over doubled it, like feeling really good, almost tripled actually, and feeling pretty good about that. In addition, I did get my Becca's Music Room YouTube monetized. If you've been around for a while, you know that this channel was supposed to be my music channel. I ended up splitting this channel and my music channel last year, or 2 years ago, in 2020, because I remember I was working from home at the time. And so then last year they finally got monetized at the end of the year, and so that YouTube has made $229.69. It has, however, sent a lot more people over to my TPT shop, which has sold a lot better and made more money than the ads again. I also have an Etsy shop for Becca's Music Room where I sell things like recorder bags and music teachery things and just, you know, whatever I feel like. It's just a for fun thing. And that one has made $701.80 in 2021. So there's that. That's kind of nice because on Etsy, since my things are handmade, I actually have to like trade time for money. So if someone actually does order something, I have to go do it. So it's, you know, it's one of those, like, I want people to order and I don't want people to order at the same time. It's very odd. Anyway, my website, y'all ask quite often about ads on my website. I have always had ads on my website just because I was like, again, if I can make, you know, a couple of cents, that's better than not making a couple of cents. But last year, those made $581.06. And for reference, that was with 307,000 views on my website. So I have no idea if that's good or bad or whatever, but just in case you were curious, you know, with 300,000 views, I make it about $500 in a year. So there's that. My website also sends people to TPT. My blog sends a ton of traffic to TPT, which is, you know, much more lucrative than ads. Again, if you can sell your own products, you're gonna do better. I do have a Boom card shop. I don't do really well on there. I don't have a ton of products, and I have heard from people who are good at Boom that they definitely favor posting new products quite often. And so I think kind of mostly because of that, and I just don't spend, you know, a lot of time on it and do what I probably should. My Boom card account made $115.61 last year. I do have some products I think are like, could be Boom cards, so I think I'm gonna see if I can get those up and posted this year to kind of like beef that up a little bit. And I do have Becca's Music Room course, I made one course. It is a teaching music on Zoom course. And so, you know, promoted it really hard in 2020. And in 2021, no one really needed it, which was good and also bad because, you know, like the money would be nice, but also I don't want people to need it because that means we're still teaching online. So I did sell one, and I did make $75 from that one course. I saw that and I just laughed so hard. I was like, all right, one course. So I'm looking for some ideas of non-digital things that we can do. If you have any suggestions, let me know if you're a music teacher of things you would like to see in course version from me. Did I hit everything? Yes, I think so. Okay, so in my Becca's Music Room chunk, that was a total of $60,025.65. All right, moving on to the like miscellaneous category. This is what I, you know, mostly affiliate market. Actually, it's like all affiliate marketing. Okay, moving on to the affiliate marketing section of the business. These are things that I would be talking about either way. And so if I can get an affiliate link, which means that I use like a special link from the company and they then give me a kickback if someone purchases something, it's usually not very much because again, they have to keep most of it because it's not my product. But my thought is if I'm going to suggest it, I might as well make 20 cents off of it anyway. So in this section, I am an Amazon affiliate. That's what I do probably the most of because I just link to a lot of things on Amazon normally. And on Amazon, I made $1,048.37. On Like to Know It, which is something I started new last year, I only did it for like half of the year because I was figuring it out and kind of back and forth and wasn't sure if it was worth my time and just, you know, kind of feeling things out. But it's an app where you can link like mostly outfit photos and people can shop through the app, and then you can also get links as like a browser extension, which is really handy. But on there I made $603.85, which I was super excited about because I didn't think I was gonna make like any money because their pay structure is very odd. So you don't get paid for like months and months and months until after something sells. So I was like, man, I really stink at this because I just haven't gotten paid. And then some money showed up and I was like, oh, I did get paid. I didn't physically get it for a really long time. So that was nice. I'm also an affiliate for SiteGround, which is the web hosting service that I use. Highly recommend them, absolutely love them, would recommend them whether I was an affiliate or not. But since I am, I did make $1,225 on that, which was awesome. We talked a lot about vlogging last year, and so that definitely had a huge impact on that, which was really nice. And then finally, the very last thing is I did have one sponsored email. So a group of music teachers were doing an online course. They offered me some money in order to send an email to my list and try to get some people to sign up. So I did receive $200 from that, and I also got free admission to the event, which was really awesome, and a nice little bonus as well. So that was nice, unexpected. They just reached out to me and I was like, sure. I don't go seeking sponsored opportunities because I figure that a better use of my time, frankly, is to like make a new product or make a new video or, you know, add a new traffic source or, you know, do those kind of things instead. So it is what it is. So my miscellaneous category made $3,077.22 for a grand total of business money in 2021 of $89,337.69. So that was very exciting. That means that even just in the chunk I pay myself, because I don't pay myself the whole amount because I need to, you know, pay taxes and pay for things in my business. Some of these have, you know, fees associated with them. Like there's just a lot of other things that go on. But even just the chunk that I make and I pay myself was actually more than my teaching salary last year, which was like dream come true. Like that's what I have been working on for a long time, is to be able to replace my teaching salary if I wanted to. I am still currently teaching, so I don't, you know, need it right this second, but I want that to be an option if I would like, you know, if I want to. So it's open to me. I really like having options. That's what I've learned in business, is I just like having options, and I like having doors open to me, and I just like the idea that, like, you know, I don't have to go to work today. I'm going because I want to. And that's a really nice feeling. Of course, you know, I'm an Enneagram number 1, so I definitely have that sense of like, I must do it because I must do it because I feel like I must do it. But that's a topic for a whole different conversation. I go to work, I promise I don't skip ever. My principal even commented, she was like, you never miss work. And I was like, yeah. So anyway, like I said, a couple of key takeaways. Treat your business like a business because it definitely changes in the outcome. You definitely get what you put in. The money will come where you put the effort. So if you would like more money from somewhere, put the effort into said thing so that that will happen. And number 3 is, I would say, don't be afraid of multiple streams of income. Not all of them are going to be amazing, but you know, the difference between my TPT shop making $58,000, which is great, and my whole business making $89,000. Like, that's a really big chunk of money that I would have missed out on if I had only been doing Teachers Pay Teachers. Now, do you have to have 16 sources of income? No, because that's crazy. And I'm aware that it's crazy, but we're still doing it. And mostly it's because I enjoy it and I like to try things, and sometimes I try things and I decide I don't like them, or I try something, you know, I write a book and then the book is out there and then it can continue selling even if I'm not really promoting it or doing much to it. So, you know, probably don't have 16 sources of income because that's crazy, and I'm aware that it's crazy. But I enjoy it, and I like that I have, you know, all of that extra stuff adds up over the months, and, you know, it really makes a difference when you put it all together. This year, if anyone was curious, I am looking at this and kind of looking at like, okay, where should I focus more of my time and where should I not focus as much of my time, and just kind of using that as a gauge for what I should be doing this year, or seeing, oh, hey, I didn't make a ton of money because I didn't put the effort in and I would like to put the effort in. Both of those are, you know, happening as I go through, and I'm kind of like reflecting and figuring out where I want to go this year, and I'm excited to see what happens this year. Is anyone else like always super excited at the beginning of the year? Because I'm like, there's so many possibilities, there's so many things to do. It's very exciting. I love it, you know, now that I'm actually finally planned out and figured out all that good stuff. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and that's all I have to say. So have a great week.